Anthony Joshua knocks Francis Ngannou into another universe in 2 rounds. People, Francis Ngannou dropped and arguably beat Tyson Fury in October. Not even 6 months ago. He goes in with Anthony Joshua, a heavyweight who's always in shape, a consummate professional, someone who takes the sport very, very serious, and that happens. That's a damning indictment on Tyson Fury, and I'll talk about that in a separate video, but it was a brilliant performance from Anthony Joshua. Ngannou early on was landing a couple of counters. He has very long arms, as Francis Ngannou, but you could see that Joshua was probing, he was using his jab, and he was just looking for moments to counter, stuff that Tyson Fury couldn't do. And when those moments came, he was able to pull the trigger. He got caught with a couple of shots here and there, a jab, a little kind of half hook here and there, but there was nothing major really to worry Anthony Joshua necessarily. I thought he might be a bit more cagey, quite frankly. I thought that this fight would be a distance fight, it might go to points. But Joshua just seemed calm, reassured, just looking, probing. And obviously when the moment came in the first round, he dropped the right hand. Boom, he put Francis Ngannou down. First time as a professional boxer he'd been down. Bear in mind he went 10 rounds with Tyson Fury. Never even came close to even being rocked. Alright, first round ends. Next round, Ngannou started off quite well in the fight. But once that knockdown happened, it seemed his composure, everything, the urgency in his face was just there. He just looked so... It's like he wasn't expecting to be dropped. It was like he was thinking, I've been in there with Fury. He didn't hurt me. I hurt him. You're not Fury. I'll be able to take your shots. And he wasn't. And it was like, oh crap, what do I do now? You know, what do I do? I'm hoping to land on this guy, but he's hurting me. What do I do? He looked very like a fish out of water, quite frankly, in the second round. Joshua was able to come over, a lazy jab, very lazy jab from Ngannou. Joshua came over it. Boom, lands a right hand. Ngannou goes down again. And, you know, you could make a case that maybe you could have stopped the fight then and there. Seriously, you maybe could have, because you would have thought, look, the right into the wall, you're out of your depth here. He gets back up. Big right hand goes in from Joshua again. That's it. Ngannou was out cold. Worse off is that not only was he out cold, he couldn't even break his fall. So as he's falling, back of the head, smacks off the canvas, which is probably worse than the shot because it's just unprotected, whack, off the canvas. So he was in a bad way. Thankfully, he's okay. Got a bit of oxygen. He was back up on his feet. He's okay. Boxing, MMA. I like MMA. I like UFC. I love the UFC. I have the greatest respect for MMA guys. But going from MMA to boxing, you know, you could maybe try. If you have talent, you could maybe make a go of it. Start down at low level and do it the normal way. But, you know, going back to when Floyd fought Conor, it's always if he lands, if this and if that and if this, ifs and buts, you know. Oh, but Conor can do this, but Francis, buts are for ashtrays. Ifs and buts don't win you fights, do they now? If it's a very big word in boxing. This is the statement performance that Joshua needed. It's going to help him exponentially. I mean, he's probably laughing, thinking, you know what, that's the easiest 20, 30, 40 mil I will ever make. And at the end of the day, boxing shows that they're two different sports. Boxing is one sport, MMA is another. I have respect for both. Anthony Joshua could fight Ngannou in the octagon and get annihilated in a round. But this is what happens in boxing. In terms of Fury, he looked peeved after this fight. And I'm going to be giving my 2 cents on him because what happened in that fight, I'm going to give my 2 cents on it in a separate video, coming probably this evening or well tonight, this morning, whatever you want to call it. But stay tuned for that. I will leave it there. I hope you enjoyed this video. Smash the like button if you could. Subscribe, of course, if you haven't already. There's not much to talk about because there's not really much that happened. But I'll leave it there. Peace. You know, boxing today, it seems like there's news breaking every single day. There's fights being announced almost every day. Big fights at that. Boxing's in a good place. And sometimes, I don't know about you guys, but I find it a little bit difficult at times just to stay on top of everything between checking Twitter, checking boxing scene, going on BoxRec to see if there's anything announced. There's a lot to look for. There's a lot of platforms you need to go on. And if you look there on screen, you'll see today's sponsors, Boxing Showtimes. They've made an app that does it all for you. Look at that on screen. It shows you where you can get tickets.
It gives you all the latest news. It gives you the tail of the tape. It gives you all the card details. It's going to give you details about Fury Usyk. It's going to give you details about Joshua Ngannou. It's also going to have a lot more little things thrown in there as well. The link is in the comment section. It's going to be pinned on this video and more besides soon enough. And not only that, in the comment section, there's also going to be a link, a G-Man promo, which means you can access a little bit more without ads. Now that, to quote Eddie Hearn, is a game changer. Now let's crack on with the video.